Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear and see me all right. And we're happy to see you at our regular weekly Thursday webinar. My name is Nikolai Korniuk, and I'm a VP of Marketing and Business Development here at RigER. Okay, so as far as I can see, we're good to go. First, a little introduction of our LinkedIn page. We understand that in this day and age, everybody is busy working from home. So that's an unusual situation we'll end up in, a lot of us that is. Most cases, especially people working in the back office. So if you are using LinkedIn and already following us, thank you very much for followership. We're always there to share information, the latest about the product and the industry with everyone who's following us. And if you're not yet using LinkedIn, we strongly recommend to sign up and follow our page, as well as link with us personally. Everyone on Team RigER will be more than happy to bring everyone to the fold and share information with you through LinkedIn page. So do it at your own leisure time, but it's a very valuable source of communication for us. Okay, so let's move then to one of the most important slides, I guess, in any presentation that we run these days, is that we wanted to thank every one of you who's our clients. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's a representative list of our clients that we wanted to thank for being with us. And we're happy to serve you with our product and services at any time, day and night. So today's agenda and topic. So we're going to be talking a very important and essential and a keystone topic of any oilfield sales process, pricing. How do you manage it? And we know that there's a different ways of managing prices, but we all can come to an agreement that one thing that unites everybody on the price management is it's complex and it's challenging and it's very tedious, sometimes specifically using different processes, including the spreadsheets or even the systems. So today's topic is going to be diving directly on how we at RigER helping our clients, existing and future clients, to deal with the challenge of complex pricing in oilfield rentals and services using our specifically designed module for the dynamic prices management. Okay, so today's presenters are Indre. So many of you who are clients of ours know Indre, so she's a support lead at RigER. And Gleb is our VP of operations, so he's in charge of the implementations and consulting services here at RigER. So they will be shedding more light on how RigER does manage the prices.
All right, so let's move just on. And hello everyone, this is Gleb Kobitz, VP of operations in RigER, and let me introduce the price module in RigER for you first, and I'll just do the quick overview of the whole idea about the managing prices in RigER. And Nikolai, thank you for introduction. So before we get started with the documents and features that allows you to manage prices pretty flexibly in RigER, I'm gonna talk about the general structure of the prices in RigER system. So we have, like we call it, we have three levels prices, three levels, which gives you an ability to manage and set the prices for your clients at different stages of the job or different kind of operation moments. So we will start off with the number 3 actually on this slide. It's a general price list where we set up the prices of our equipment or the services that we provide to the customers, or some kind of spare parts, consumables, and everything else can be set on the price list, and these prices will be applied to every single client that you may have and that you will do a job for in the RigER system. So you can consider the price list as the standard pricing for all the clients and across the board. Now we move to the next and or middle level. It's the price agreement, and the price agreement allows you to set the same set of prices, but for a specific customer and even for a specific period of time. So if you agree with the customer of some kind of special prices for the next month or for the next quarter, you can set these prices and tell the system that please apply these prices for this specific period of time, and whenever you generate a new job for this client in this time range, these prices from the price agreement will be applied. We will also show you in details how this price agreement looks like and works. And also, I'm just briefly touch right now on another feature in the price agreement, which is divisions. So you can set prices by different customers' divisions, and every customer may have multiple price agreements for different divisions. And the third level of pricing that you can set is the job price, or prices that you specify on a rental service agreement. Our clients already know that the rental service agreement is the starting point of every single job and the main document on the whole client's job, because it accommodates all the prices, all the lists of equipment and services, and all the essential information about the job. So some clients consider this document as the master service agreement because it can last for whatever period of time you choose, and you can generate multiple tickets and invoices and all the supporting documents under one rental service agreement as the umbrella document. We also have a number of features that we'll cover in details during this webinar. These are discounts, billable days, dynamic discounts. This is the latest development of the pricing module. So let's just move on and let's see what we have in terms of the price workflow. So basically, again, as you may already know, that we have a number of documents that are interconnected or dependable on each other, and information is flowing from one document to another one depending on the requirements of that document. So first off, let's start with the rental service agreement, and you see that prices are flowing from the price list or price agreement into the RSA whenever you set up these for a particular customer or just for as a general price, a rental service agreement for a general customer. And then once you get this rental service agreement set up and approved and ready to be started with, you start generating rental tickets, which are moving the equipment between your shop and customer location, which are also starting the rental period and tracking the equipment by individual serialized items, asset numbers. You also may have many service tickets associated with this rental service agreement, and the number of tickets is not limited under one rental service agreement. So one rental service agreement may have dozens of tickets if your job lasts for a couple of months or even sometimes a year. But also in the rental and service ticket, we have quantities of the equipment on service or services that we provide, and rental tickets definitely accommodate rental days, start of the rental period and end of the rental period, and everything which is in between of these dates are considered as the rental days. And these rental days can also be interrupted by a rental break note when you can stop the rental period, but the equipment still stays at the location. So everything is incorporated in one job. Now, let's take a look at the lower part of this screen, and we see that we also can have repair cards or sales tickets as the supporting documents for every single job. So whenever you need to charge the client with some kind of damages of the equipment or some additional services that you do for the equipment, you can use the repair cards. And if the equipment needs to be sold to the customer, you are generating sales ticket again under the same rental service agreement. And these two documents feed the invoice with quantity of the services or the equipment that stays on that tickets, and the price also. Now you see at the end of this whole workflow, we have an invoice, which takes all the information from the previous documents, meaning RSA, all the tickets and repair cards. And depending on the type of the document, it takes quantity or rental days or sometimes prices. And it calculates everything in the total amount automatically. So the prices for the rental tickets and service tickets come from RSA, but the prices for repair cards and sales ticket goes directly from these documents. So be careful, and that's important to understand. So when you generate the rental tickets, you already have a price for the rental days set up on the RSA level. But if you charge the client with the damage fees, you set these in the repair card. So that's one of the most important things to remember for the sales personnel, that you need to set your prices on rental service agreement, and then you start job with these prices. And invoice will take these prices and calculate everything automatically. So if everything is done properly on the rental service agreement and ticket side, then the job of the accountant who is generating the invoice is pretty simple. It's just to generate, reconcile everything, double check the quantities and days, and just send an invoice to the customer. What kind of pricing options you have in RigER? We can set the different prices for different type of records. That may be daily rates. For example, if you charge your equipment usage with the daily rates, that's the most common case, and we call this oilfield rentals rental service agreement, where you set just a daily rate for the equipment usage. Now you also can have a periodic rates, meaning weekly or monthly. We call this feature as the general rentals type of rental service agreement, and this is a part of the general rentals module where you send the equipment to the location, but you charge the customer just with a flat rate for the month per se. You also may have a service rate where you charge your client with a service provision based on the quantity. Then you may have a sales price, definitely for the equipment that is going to be sold or is damaged and needs to be sold. And also you may have a package price, or sometimes it's called flat rate, when you set the different pieces of the equipment in one kind of package or box, and you send all of these to the customer, and the customer doesn't care what kind of equipment stays at the location in terms of the pricing, but because you charge just a flat rate for the whole package. And the flat rate again can be in a way of charging by daily rates or by quantities. Say you say that the price of the package is $100 per each package, but it's been used for 10 days, so the customer will be charged $100 by 10 days, meaning $1,000. Or you can set the flat rate as the just one-time fee for the whole period of rentals. And you also may have a standby rate. When the equipment stays at the location but it's not working, and you still prefer to charge client with this time of utilizing the equipment in some way, so you may apply a standby rate. Now let's move to the particular documents that I have overviewed previously, and Indra will talk about these in details.
Thank you, Gleb. Hello, everyone. My name is Indra, and I'm user support lead here in RigER. So let's move forward with our presentation today. So here you can see a price list document in RigER, and it's a general price list for every piece of your equipment, services, and other inventory in your company, such as goods, materials, and parts. So you are keeping all the prices, the general prices, in the price list, and even you can separate price list by division. So that means you can have a general prices for all the services and equipment different for each division of the client. So yes, here you keep it, the main document in the RigER where you keep the prices. So in the next slide, you can see a price agreement. So it's at the second level of the price workflow, price documents. So this price agreement, it's a document where you specify equipment and services prices for particular client, or even going deeper for particular client's division. So you can have a different prices for different clients. You can agree the different prices for services and inventory, for your rent inventory, for different client divisions. So you can separate like general prices, what you have in your company, with the specific price agreement between your company and the client, and specify these prices and store them in this price agreement. And the third document of the prices is price book. So this is a general document for storing prices, but it's this document purpose is to store the prices for general rentals, for periodic. Here you store at periodic rates. That means if you charging a client by rental periods, by billing periods, and maybe you can charge, it depends on how rental equipment, how long it stays on client's location. You can charge like by daily price, you can have a weekly price or monthly price. So it depends on the rental period, and you can store all these prices in the price book, which is used in general rentals in our system.
Okay, thank you, Indra, for this quick introduction and overview of the documents that are managing prices. I would also add that you can create as many price lists and as many price agreements as you want. So, for example, you can create a price list only for rental equipment or even for a specific group of items. Then you can create a separate price list for services or for additional fees. So the system is pretty flexible in terms of how many documents you can set, or you just create a standard price list with a whole range of charges, and also you can print these price lists as a print document and send to your customers for approval, or you can send rental price agreement to the customers for the approval and signature as a proof of the approved prices. Now let's move on to the features of the pricing module, and we are going to talk about the discounts, prorates, and divisions. The first feature that I like to cover and explain to you is the discounts. Definitely every company provides a discount to the customer once in a while, and we have again pretty flexible settings for this kind of feature, because you can set discounts on all the levels of pricing module, meaning in the price agreement or in the price list or at the individual rental service agreement. So there will be a separate field for this feature and for this amount. You see that we can apply any kind of discount up to 100% if you'd like to show the customer that you give them 100%. But again, it's pretty flexible. And the system definitely calculates it automatically on the total amount per day. As I already said previously, we have a divisions distinction in all the documents. So if you separate your clients by different kind of meaning, say division can be as the geographical area, say western part of the state or particular province in Canada, or even part of the whole country. So you can set these divisions as per your consideration, or some companies consider divisions as the different kind of businesses that your clients operate in, say flowback, or it can be construction, or it can be mining, extraction, and operations, something like this. These are just examples. So you can set any divisions that you'd like and create price agreements and price lists based on these divisions. Okay, and again, when you set a division in the price list and you select this division in the rental service agreement for this client, the price is automatically applied from a related price list. Now let's move to the most recent development of the pricing module, and that's important improvement for the companies that are flexible with the setting prices with the customers, and they can be on top of the recent changes in the industry. So they'd like to apply a discount that are limited with a time range, and also that are limited with the particular customers. So for this purpose, we have created a dynamic discount agreement. The dynamic discount agreement sets the group of items for which we apply these discounts. We also set a period, and we specify for which clients would like to provide different discounts. In the next slide, I will show you a quick demo presentation how it basically works, but that's the idea of the general workflow. So you set a dynamic discount agreement, and then you create rental service agreement for the client. You select and equipment for which these discounts have been set, and then invoice takes all this information automatically. All right, now let me show you how dynamic discounts work in RigER. First, we need to set up a dynamic discount agreement. In this agreement, we specify the period for which the discounts will be applied to, and also we need to set the group of items for which the discounts applying. Also, we can specify the average monthly price per barrel, but this is for information purpose only. It doesn't impact the invoice document. Next step, we add clients for which we'd like to give a discount, and we set discounts. Now, when I create a new rental service agreement for the Husky Energy company, I also add the rental equipment from my flowback group of item. And in this case, I set just a standard rental per day price, but the system automatically applies the dynamic discount agreement, which I set previously, and it says that the discounts will be applied for the period of May, and since this agreement is with Husky Energy, we have a dynamic discount in 15% amount. At the end of the job, when we generate an invoice, we have this rental equipment on the invoice for a specific period of time in May, and we see that we have standard rental per day price as the $100, and also the dynamic discount is applied automatically. This is actually how dynamic discounts work in RigER, so everything is automated and seamlessly flowing from one document to another. I also would like to talk about the prorate feature of the RigER system, where we can, if we have monthly prices and we have even billing cycles for the invoicing for some clients, so we can prorate our monthly prices to the number of days that the equipment has already been used. Actually, it can be at the beginning of the job when, for example, if we agree with the customer that the billing cycle starts from the first of the month and ends at the end of the month, but we have started the job 7 days prior the next month, so we can prorate our monthly price in the invoice with a like a daily rates almost. So how it basically works, on the invoice side, you have a prorate monthly rates button, and clicking on that button, the system will calculate all the days out of the whole billing cycle and will prorate the monthly rate. Okay, let's move to the reports section of the prices. That will be useful for the sales personnel usually because they analyze the prices that they provide. And Indra, please go ahead.
Thank you, Gleb. Okay, so let's review some reports related with the prices in RigER. The first report I would like to show you is the prices. So here you can just generate this report and have a full list of all general prices in RigER. So that means you can analyze and you can see if some prices has to be adjusted, or if some prices are missing in the system, and just work on them. So this report is really useful for analyzing general prices in RigER. The next report is this report shows all RSAs for selected period in RigER system, and it shows the details of all equipment prices and all services prices for that particular RSA. So for example, you can select, as you can see, each of our reports has preset filters for that report, and you can filter them and analyze the data displayed by that report. So for example, you can filter specific particular client and analyze the prices provided for each of the job, or if some of the equipment for specific job had discounts and everything. So you can see all these details in one place, in one report, and if you need, you can export to Excel or save these details and just for the later analysis, deeper analysis for yourself. So the next report I would like to show you is a price agreement by clients. So this is useful report to provide an analysis of all the prices and price for specific equipment by clients. So you agreed with some clients prices, and maybe later you want to review what prices you provided or what discounts you provided for these specific for specific client, for specific equipment for that client, particular client, and maybe you can discuss some levers of the prices based off the data, what you have already, what you provided for the client. So it's another report which is really useful for price analysis in the system and for discuss with the client the existing prices, or if client is asking for some discount for some particular equipment or job. And one more report in RigER is price lists by divisions. As we mentioned before, you can have a different separate price lists for different divisions. For example, for flowback, transportation, construction, and so on, you can have a separate pricing for equipment and services, and here you can have a list and of these price lists, and even all of our reports, they are double clicking, so that means they are dynamic. You can go deeper, double click on this on the documents and just open them and analyze what's inside there. And yeah, let's move to the next slide, and here you can see a report. It's items without prices. Sometimes it happens when you adding a new equipment, a new service in the system, and you forget to add the price in the general price list, or sometimes it gets skipped. So you can just analyze and see the full list of items and services, what's doesn't have a price in the system, and just add them later. So it's just for the easier way to see which equipment and price and services doesn't have a price in RigER system. Yeah, let's move forward. And
yeah, thank you, Indra. I
that's
would
it.
just add that the RigER system is pretty flexible in terms of the reporting tool. So if you miss some kind of reports, standard reports in RigER, you are more than welcome to share your ideas and suggestions of what kind of information we also can present to you in the reports. So we appreciate your commitment and contribution to the development of the system, and we are ready to develop new reports as soon as they come to us.
So it's pretty straightforward. To those of you who are not using our systems yet, we look forward to actually showing it to you in a demo. So just shoot us an email or call us and we'll schedule one to show you. To those of you who've been using it already and still have questions, do the same. So send a message to the support at RigER.us email, or just kind of call us up and we'll be able to answer any questions. And one of the reasons why we have these webinars is exactly for that purpose, just to explain a little bit more about how the system works, what the features are, and answering some of the questions in a little more informal way, allowing more people to join in the conversation and listen to the answers that some people are asking, but others may not have asked yet, or we're thinking only of them. So to enhance the knowledge of our RigER community is the main reason why we're here. And on that note, since I'm not seeing any more questions, I wanted to thank everyone for being with us today. It's been a pleasure and an honor to serve you and help you with your price management in this case, as well as oilfield rentals and services in general. We look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday, same time, same place. The topic of the webinar will be different, which we will announce over an email on Monday. So stay tuned and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye.